Hi, my name is Ted Levy, and I am here outside of the Queensborough Community College, standing in front of the Performing Arts Center. We are here today for two very special reasons. One, we're bringing in a brand new show celebrating the life of Tammy Wynette. And two, we are celebrating 40 years of performing arts history here at Queensborough Community College. Now, today is an extraordinary day because what we're going to try to do for the community here in Queens is to show you what goes on backstage from the time they load in the show. I mean, 8 o'clock in the morning. You people should be very happy that I am here with you at 8 o'clock in the morning to load in this show, put it up, all of the elements that goes into it, and then all the way through to showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, come on inside with me and let's see if we can have a little fun. Come on. This way. Hurry. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now sitting here with the managing artistic director of the Queensborough Performing Arts Center, Miss Susan Agan. How you doing, Susan?
Good morning, Ted Levy.
Good morning. Listen, tell us a little bit about what's going on here right now and what has gone on this season for the Performing Arts Center and what's coming up for next season. I'm excited about it because when you told me about it over the phone, I wanted to rush down and get a piece of it. So please tell everybody else so that they can understand and get excited too.
All right. Well, first of all, you got to take it easy on me, Ted, because it's 9 o'clock. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. This is actually our last show for this season.
Right.
And we're here. It's on a Saturday, a little bit after 9, as I said, and
right.
We go up tonight. The curtain goes up tonight at 8 p.m. If we were having a show that opened, let's say, at 3, we would have been starting this process probably around 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
Which, in that event, I would be nowhere around.
No.
3 o'clock in the morning, that's amazing.
And as you can see, these guys are working very diligently quickly
yes.
to make sure that by 8 o'clock the curtain goes up and, you know, we have something really spectacular to share with our audience.
Well,
so that's what's happening now.
Well, you're running a tight ship here, and it seems to be coming along pretty well. What is this show that's going up tonight?
Stand By Your Man. It's the Tammy Wynette story. And it's a musical. It features 26 of Tammy's songs, and of course her most popular one, which was Stand By Your Man.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Susan told me a very interesting story about Tammy Wynette. Would you tell the audience what you told me about Tammy Wynette?
Well, Stand By Your Man was her greatest hit in lieu of the fact she was married 5 times. So, I don't know, there's something really...
I think that is great. That is great. Her most popular song. Listen, what is coming up for next season?
Oh, well, good. Next season we're celebrating our 40th anniversary, Dad.
Wow.
I mean, this is huge.
40 years.
40 years. We have been here 40 years. We're going no place. We're here to stay.
Here to stay.
And, you know, what we did was we surveyed our audiences this year. We wanted to know how can we continue to bring into the community things that people wanted to see,
right.
You know? And they want celebrities, they want music and dance.
They also want Ted Levy.
They want to, well, you know, Ted performed for us this season. Ted did a tremendous salute to Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, it was a great cast. We had Sammy, we had a Frank Sinatra.
We did.
Liza Minnelli.
Yes.
And a Dean Martin.
We had a Dean Martin.
And
yes.
I forget the performers' names, but it was a wonderful time.
It was a great time.
Brian Grice was on drums. Yes.
It was a great time. And listen, I'm hoping that if we're lucky, maybe Ted will sample us a little bit of his charm, you know, his talent a little later.
Give us a rundown of the shows that are going to be here for next season.
Okay, well, you know, this is a sneak preview.
40th anniversary.
Yeah.
40 years.
40 years.
In this place right here.
That's right.
That is amazing. tell us what's going on.
Well, we're going to open up our season with the 15th anniversary reunion of Catskills on Broadway.
Starring Ted Levy. Go.
Everything next season, we're starring Ted Levy. Right, exactly.
Go.
I wouldn't mind that. You know what a big fan I am. So let's see. Yeah, and we have the three main guys, the originators of Catskills. We've got Freddie Roman, Dick Capri, and Malzy Lawrence. I mean, these guys will just have you rolling in the aisles.
That is great.
And then we have some friends of yours, the Manhattan Rhythm Kings.
They finally got my job. Go. Yes.
And these guys are just, I mean, super.
Wonderful performers, yes.
They've been compared to the Mills Brothers. I mean, they are these brilliant tap dancers and singers and
Tommy
so forth.
Tune worked great work with Tommy Tune.
They worked very closely with Tommy Tune. Very closely,
yes.
And we have the musical Ain't Misbehavin'.
Ain't Misbehavin', Fat Swallow.
I mean, that score you can't beat.
Can't swing no better than that. That's right.
Rose.
Honeysuckle Rose. The Viper's Drag, yes.
And Black and Blue. And, I mean, the songs from that. This joint is jumping.
And it will be jumping tonight.
So that's going to be fun. And then, let's see, we have the Russian Ballet Company doing Swan Lake, a classic.
Wow.
We have Tony Orlando.
He's
making an appearance. He's coming. Don't ask me.
With his yellow ribbons.
He'll bring his yellow ribbons. Yes.
Or Dawn. Is he bringing Dawn?
Well, no. He comes with a great bunch of backup singers.
Great.
But not the Dawn that you used to.
That we're used to. Right.
We have Leslie Uggams coming.
Leslie Uggams is coming here?
And screen
Are you kidding? On Golden Pond?
She's there. That's right.
Oh, wow. Right now. Tony-nominated show. Right now.
Golden Pond, and so she's coming.
James Earl Jones. Yes, great.
So I'm looking forward to that very much.
That is fabulous,
and,
Susan.
We have the Latin Legends of Comedy and
now that
gospel choir and
starring Ted Levy. Listen, that is the Latin
Legends of Comedy.
Legends of Comedy. Right. Is that like a Kings of Comedy?
That's it.
That is great.
That's it.
Now listen, guys. From what you just heard, that sounds like a fabulous lineup, man. I mean, get your tickets now. Now, where, if for your viewers, where and how can they get tickets right now?
Well, you have to call us 718-631-6311.
If you have a hard time remembering that, that's 718-631-6311. Call them now. That's great.
And for you folks who like to sit at home and get your tickets on your computer, we're on theatermania.com.
And now listen, I went online last night and I went to www.qcc.cuny.edu. Now you know that's the first time I have ever remembered a web address. That is, you can get it. That was www.qcc.cuny.edu.
That's right. And if you want to go directly to the box office, you put a /box office. It'll take you right to our page.
Hey, get your tickets now. Next season is going to be a blast. 40 years. Listen, you don't last 40 years without doing something right. And how long have you been here, Susan? How long have you been here with the Performing Arts Center?
I've just finished my full year.
Your first year. And last season was swinging, man. After we had gotten through performing, the audience was so excited. They mauled us backstage. They came and they talked to us and they wanted to know more about what was going on. And I think the energy that you've created here is a wonderful thing.
You know, I'll tell you what's exciting. I mean, what we're doing is we're giving people in the community access to world-class entertainment.
World-class,
and in most cases, I mean, you can meet the performers, you can talk to them. I mean, these are opportunities that don't come around too often.
Well, one of the things I find really interesting is that you have professional theater in the community. You know, community. This is not a community theater, though. I have to get that right. How would you categorize this particular theater? Because you bring in professional shows.
That's right. We're serving the community. We're providing a service for the community.
Okay.
You know, and we're responding to their needs, their wants, their interests. You know.
Okay.
But all of our shows that we bring in here.
And this comes out of your surveys.
That's right.
This comes out
of our surveys. These shows are professionals. In fact, there are very few theaters that could accommodate shows of this size.
See, listen, everybody is not able to get out to see a Broadway show. And Broadway and film, television, all of this is supported by the advent of theaters like this that bring in professional projects for your children, for seniors, for performing artists and novice alike, students of the arts. I think everybody at some point in their life should be introduced to theater, should have an experience in the theater, of live theater, in their lifetime. They should, and support it, because it speaks. There's nothing like, listen, there's nothing like sitting in one of these seats and watching someone like you and me, who's gone through a tremendous amount of training, get up there and either speak to our lives as regular people, because I'm a regular people. Susan is a regular people. Those people up there are not regular people. They're crazy people to go through what they go through, but they either speak to our lives, for our lives, or about our lives. And I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience, and everybody should have the opportunity to share in that experience, that live interaction that a performer and an audience, that can only happen between a performer and an audience in a live setting. And this is where it happens in Queens.
And you know, Ted, you said something. I remember the very first performance I ever attended, Broadway show.
Really?
It was Pippin. And
Ben Vereen,
was starring in it. And I've got
you don't get much better than that.
Oh, and I will never forget that curtain, you know, going up, and the very first scene in Pippin. It's kind of a black light effect. It's a dark stage, and all you see is kind of hands moving around and things. And then this voice comes booming, you know, booming across the sound system, and the lights go up, and there's Ben Vereen with this gorgeous smile on, the ultimate, you know, song and dance man. And that shaped my life. I mean, it was from that point on that I spent my entire life working in some capacity, you know, in theater.
Wow, how great can you get? Thank you for sharing that with your audience. Thank you for sharing all the wonderful information and your time and your effort to make this happen for our community here in Queens. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you. You know, I wanted to let you guys in on a little secret. The host we have today, Ted Levy, is actually a Tony Award winner. I mean, this guy won awards for Bringing the Noise, Bringing the Funk, and Jelly's Last Jam, and I am so thrilled to have him here with us today. So when you see him on camera next time, you'll know that he's really a superstar. And who knows, maybe we'll get him to sing for us later.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where it all happens. We've got everything loaded in. This, right now, is where the real party begins. The stage hands are putting the entire show together from top to bottom, or shall I say, from bottom to top, because they have to work from the bottom to the top. Scenery, lighting, everything, staging. They're preparing this stage for the thing that we call, for that magical moment when the audience is sitting here and the performers are talking to you as you are listening to them talk to you. Yes. So Claire, your name is Claire,
yes.
Isn't it? Where are you from?
I'm originally from West Virginia.
Is this where the show originated?
No, we rehearsed here in New York in last September, and went out on tour at the beginning of October.
Okay.
So
how long have you been doing? What are you doing? Could you tell us for a minute what you are doing? Actually what you are doing? Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of theater that you never see. The people backstage actually getting the show ready. This is the beautiful part of the show, the costumes. And this beautiful lady right here, Claire is her name, is going to make all of the women and the men look beautiful for you tonight. So Claire, could you tell us what it is, what this job is that you're doing, and why it's so important to production?
Well, right now, specifically, I'm steaming. This is a steamer, and I'm steaming mostly the women's clothes. You saw what they were packed in earlier, and they tend to get crammed because all of the costumes have to fit in that one box. So they get wrinkles and creases, and the steamer just makes those fall right out so that...
Is this a daily maintenance?
Yes.
Or how often do you guys do the show?
Well, the past couple days we've done it every night for the past 3 days in a different place.
And you have to do this every day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, she got here quite early. And she does this every day. Please, when you do your applause this evening for the wonderful show you're about to see, remember Claire. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Claire. Listen, wait a minute. How did you get into this? How did you...
Actually, it's kind of an interesting story. This is not what I normally do. I'm normally a dancer performer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an artist extraordinaire. She doesn't just do one thing, she does it all, which is quite a unique experience. Most performers don't have the opportunity to know what it's really like to really prepare, to have the space that is theater prepared for them. And I applaud you.
Thank you.
For actually taking
Thank
on
you.
an extra job. Where did you study?
I studied in West Virginia. I danced with a ballet company when I was younger, and then went to college for musical theater, and then got my first tour a year and a half into college.
So you sing?
I sing, I
and
dance.
you dance?
Yeah.
Watch this.
And then I met my husband, so we got married, and this is what we do together.
Wall, we make a corner. Start on this side. We'll need the first
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are standing here with the production manager, equal opportunity production manager. I understand that John is very versatile, and that would mean that his wife, as a matter of fact, the lady you saw doing the hair, Claire, is his wife. So we have a husband and wife team, and this looks like a tremendous amount of work that you guys have to put into this. And I understand that you've been on the road since
This leg of the tour since January, into January.
What was the last leg of the
Last
tour?
leg was September through end of October.
And when you say leg, you're talking about?
We teched the show last year in September and ran for a couple weeks touring, and then we had 3 months off. That was the first leg.
Okay.
Second leg is January through May.
What is, for our viewing audience here, who would absolutely have no idea as to what's going on, all they know is that they come in and they sit in these seats and they see this wonderful thing going on. What is it that you guys do that makes all of this possible? That's what we want.
Well, before we come, we make advance calls to the local technical directors. Like, I'm in touch with John here. He's a technical director.
Here at Queensborough Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, talking with him about what we need to have when we get here, how many crew members we need. Every venue we go to, we have a local crew. So we're a crew of 4 or 5. Just 4 or 5 of us.
So Everybody else
is
local.
local. Everybody else
So all
here
these
is from
30
Queens.
people we see up here,
Yep. Sometimes we have students, sometimes we have volunteers, sometimes we have union members.
are you paying these people, John?
I'm not.
I mean, Bart.
I'm not paying.
You're not?
Somebody's
Okay,
paying.
okay.
But if they're volunteers, sometimes not.
Okay, so you have,
and
are these students that
a lot of them are
volunteer?
students, yep. But again, every venue we go to is a different space, a different theater. We've been in theaters that are half this size,
Right.
where we can't use the entire set sometimes.
Wow.
So we have to break it down.
So
and
as the
use
production
some
manager,
different
is that
things.
your decision to decide
Yes,
how
yes.
much?
As soon as we come into a venue, I take the first 10, 15 minutes measuring out. You'll see some tape marks on the floor. That's what I spend my first couple minutes doing. Taping out, measuring out, deciding, okay, are we going to use this? Are we not going to use this? Do we have enough space?
How much time does it take you from the time you guys begin until you're ready for the show? How much time?
It's usually about 5 or 6 hours.
5 or 6
Yeah,
hours. So
and
you
that-
start when?
We usually start at 9 o'clock for an evening performance.
Evening
Start at 9
would
in the
be-
morning, 7:30, 8
So what if you have a
o'clock.
matinee?
Matinee, we start at 7 in the morning, which is tomorrow.
People, this is not fun. It's 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Not fun.
So, yeah, so we have a show here at 8 tonight. We'll get out of here about 11:30 midnight. And tomorrow morning in Vineland, New Jersey, we have loading at 7.
So for somebody out here who wanted to really do this technical thing, what would you have to say to them? They would have to be serious, first of all, very serious. 7 o'clock in the morning.
So when you just have to want to do it. Get into volunteering, get used to it, learn the ropes a bit.
Once you read, you should be in the time. And then once you, on my second election, that should be on my first election.
So Cindy, now you see, this is really exciting for me because the girls are in the house today. We've actually seen a lot of girls on set, moving the sets and so forth. And here we've got Cindy. Cindy is the master electrician.
Yes. I'm
for-
also the lighting designer as well.
Oh, you mean both?
Yes.
Okay, because one job wasn't enough.
Exactly.
Oh, well.
I designed the show and then I also put it up with it.
Listen, you want to get something done, you hire a lady. I mean, we know that. Anyways, but just don't tell the boys. This is really, outrageous. You need to know, obviously, a ton of different systems because you
Yes.
never know what you're going to walk into when you walk into a house.
Correct.
What kind of system they're using, how everything is hooked up, that kind of thing. And I noticed before she was working very diligently, and I didn't want to bother her because the worst thing you can do, I know, is get in the way of, of all the magic kind of pulling together. So you come into a house and there are all sorts of color, gels up there and stuff.
Right.
And then what do you
we
do?
pre-prep the show. This is my own clock. This is what I have made up. I asked the house to give me dimmer numbers. Every dimmer number changes per house.
Okay.
I then repatch. This is our board that we carry on the road.
I see.
I repatch everything and hope everything works.
Now this is well, yeah, you can't cross your fingers. Now, will you actually be running the lighting board during
Yes,
the
I
show?
will, and
You
I will be calling spot cues as well.
Okay, and I'm thinking that in terms of the actors, they're going to be. They've been staged
Yes.
to move in different places.
Correct.
And they're gonna hope that when they get to a particular spot on the stage, that the light's going to hit them.
Well, they won't hope. It will hit them.
There you go. There you go. And that's why this person here is so important. And now this, I see you kind of set up kind of a makeshift.
Yes, this board will be back there with the set right now, but in order for me to go on the stage, I need to focus very quickly. And instead of walking up and down, I just do it right here, boom, boom, boom. I memorized this at this point. You go on the road for months, you memorize what you need to do. You don't even need to look. I just need to type numbers at that point.
Okay. And do you ever wish that you could set things up and then stay in one theater for a few weeks?
During breaks and during little times, I work at Brooklyn College. So I do have my own house during these little breaks. Instead of being a waiter or a waitress, I am actually an electrician for real.
That's terrific. That's terrific. That's outrageous. Well, we're going to let Cindy get back to work because time is moving and we've got a show that's going to go up real soon. So, Cindy, thank you so much.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
No problem.
And, the girls rock today.
Great,
Thanks.
thank you.
Cindy, we got
Yes.
to blast through some dimness here.
Sure, and I also
Light
noticed something there. Channel this one, and I got a front of house one.
How you doing? Ted Levy.
Brian, how are you?
Brian, pleased to meet you. Is it my understanding that you do the sound on this project? Oh, that's great. That's great. What does it take for our audience, if you could explain for a minute, what it would take to create the right kind of sound in, what is this, a 1,000-seat house or
It's about 800.
800-seat house? What is it that you do that makes the sound make us hear?
Well, basically, my job is to recreate the sound as true as possible from what's coming off stage and amplify it, reinforce it, so to say. Especially in a smaller venue like this, it's all about reinforcement, you know. Taking what's on stage, making it sound as true as possible from what's coming from the performers and the instruments' mouths, and reproducing that for the audience.
That's great. That's absolutely great. And are you in charge of bringing this equipment here? And
Yeah, we have our own rig that we travel around with. So usually if the in-house system, this is a little bit more of a rock and roll system here than it was a theater system, so we brought in our own stuff.
okay, now let me ask you something. What would be the difference in a rock and roll setting and a theater setting for somebody who doesn't know?
Well, first off, microphones. Rock and roll microphone techniques are a lot different than theatrical microphone techniques. The performers have to be mic'd with what's called lavalier microphones, which are small omnidirectional microphones which pick up their voices but are small and hidden on their bodies.
Now wait a minute. Explain omnidirectional real quick.
Omnidirectional means it picks up sound in all directions, so you can place
Okay.
it in different parts of the body and it picks up in a sphere
Great.
around the body.
Great.
Those are a lot harder to mic than a traditional rock microphone because they do pick up, so it creates more opportunity for feedback.
How long have you been doing this?
This is my 11th year.
What got you into it?
Music,
Music.
loving music.
You play music?
Play guitar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a dress, we have a costume. Claire, I think it was.
Play, yes.
Claire sings. We also have a musician on our sound. Later on, we're going to do a show behind the show, which is the one you're actually seeing. Thank you, man. All right.
It's now about, what time is it, 4:30?
4:30.
Now about 4:30. As you know, we've been here since 9 o'clock, and at this point, we're really basically waiting for the company to show up. Those are the artists. They'll come in and do all sorts of warming up and get comfortable with the stage and all that kind of stuff. And this, oh, wait, there's the phone. Hang on, I'll take it. Queensborough Performing Arts Center. Yes, we will. 8 o'clock. 7:15 is fine. See you then. Bye-bye. Now, you've got to know that everything stops when the phone rings, right? That's the rule. No matter what you're in the middle of doing, the phone rings, you answer it, because most likely that's about tickets, and that's what we're all here. And there's the phone again, but that's my phone, so it's okay. So anyway, so you have to answer the phone when the phone rings. And that was somebody who wanted to come see the show tonight. We still have tickets. And they asked if we were accepting TDF, which generally we do. TDF is a type of special discount that we give. And so that's that. So anyway, we have 2 box offices, and here's really where we kind of prep all the shows and do all the marketing and things like that. And you must be wondering why I'm holding all this money in my hand. It looks like a lot of money, but really it's all singles. And we have to always make sure to have at least 100 singles before every show, and one of us generally picks it up, and today was my turn, so I've got the singles, we're set, so that's good news. Let me introduce you to some of these folks. This is Amika.
Hi.
And Amika is the office assistant here, and she is critical to the success of this office. She does everything. She helps me with the marketing and helps me with the contracts and does all the ticket sales and generates all the reports. And this guy over here, he's one of our newest recruits. His name is Evans, And we love this guy. He's actually a nursing student. You see, Queensborough has a tremendous nursing program. Evans helps us with our volunteers when they all start coming in, giving out assignments, and that's what this is for. Here's my clipboard. You've got to be really organized. Every volunteer, and our volunteers are really the most important people, because without them we couldn't pull this off. We're an 875-seat theater, and there's so much activity that goes on before the show and during the show. We need as many hands as possible. So that's really it for now. We're just going to be taking some last-minute phone calls and make sure that we have our money in order so that we can handle the hundreds of people that we hope will line up at our door in just about 2.5 hours. So we'll see you a little later.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now I have just stolen 4 members of the Queensborough crew. And these are the cats who are backstage making everything happen. And we've just watched this whole thing all day go down. I mean, it was almost like another kind of ballet to watch these people who don't. You've got a road crew who comes in and they don't know who these guys are, and you've got a crew that is here at Queensborough Community College, and they all come together and do this wonderful thing of turn around, let them see the stage for a second. Let them see the stage. Just turn around, let them see the stage. They're gonna hear my beautiful voice and see the stage. And before now, that was a mess. and these wonderful people have come together with this road crew and put it together. And I want you to meet them right now.
My name is John Funky. I'm the technical director at Queensborough Community College for the theater. I work with Susan. Introduce yourselves.
Ron Carter, the house sound engineer.
Also would like to tell you, Ron Carter is also in charge of our sound studio here through the music department at Queensborough. He's an excellent sound man, many years of experience.
And Ron does something else too.
I'm also a musician as well, producer. Do a lot of other things under my hat as well. Sometimes I do lights every now and again as well.
Look at that. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Diana Yepes. Kind of Ron's assistant here. Also do other stagehand work. And I also work in a recording studio in the city. I'm also going to school I'm going to City Tech, Entertainment Technology program, doing lighting, sound, everything live.
My name is Belinda Jamie. I'm currently a student at QCC. I'm a fine and performing arts major. I was currently in Julius Caesar as a soothsayer and third citizen. Yeah. I have big things. I have big goals. One day I hope to be coming to a theater near you. So, yeah.
That's great. Listen, guys, give us a little insight on what this is like. You guys are here for mostly all the shows that come in, right? Throughout the entire season. How many shows is that for the season?
We're busy here except for a few weekends in the summer. We're running a show literally every Saturday, Sunday, most Friday nights the entire year.
Are you talking about runs or just one-night gigs? Is this like...
Mostly we do different shows every weekend. When we do the dance in the theater department and music, the theater department may run their show for 2 weekends straight, but mostly it's road shows coming in. It's a rental house. There's a band, a chorus, an orchestra, a dance workshop. We rent out to different community groups. Lots of people come to their performances. There's probably normally anywhere from 12 to 16 of these shows a year. It's a pretty busy house.
Listen, what is it like working under this guy? I mean, what is that like? How grueling can it get for you?
Oh, very grueling.
and I mean, what would your day? What would a typical day be like?
Today's pretty light, but our day could start like let's say 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we don't leave here till like maybe 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
Okay. Now, and I saw some pretty decent lifting up in here, and I saw the ladies pick up one of these huge pillars. I mean, is that a regular going on around here? You ladies are putting the guys out of business, or what?
I haven't only done a few, like 2 shows with them. It hasn't been bad at all. It's been pretty okay.
Okay, I mean, you just saying you can handle it.
Yeah,
whatever they swing your way, you can handle it.
I can handle it.
Yeah, we definitely outdo the guys sometimes, though. You can't. Lie.
No doubt about it.
Well, you seem like you have a pretty decent boss. Tell me, from your perspective, what this is like as an occupation. If I'm out here in TV land, and I'm wondering as a college student, high school student, what I want to do with my life. And I decide, and I'm coming to experience live theater, and what they get a chance to do today is they get a chance to see the other side. I think the performance that you guys do before the performance is no less important than the actual performance. The difference is that most people don't get a chance to see it.
Right.
What is that like as a profession? And if you had to speak to someone about that, what would you say to them?
I would say get involved in the business in any fashion you can and learn as many skills as you can. If you can work in the business, in the box office, and sell tickets and get to know people, do that. If you can do sound, lights, dance, sing, get involved in the business and try and learn as many skills as you can. One thing we do at Queensborough, which is very positive, is we like to get a lot of our students active and involved and on the stage. In some other universities, some students may not be able to be in a play or get on stage until they've done 2 years worth of classes. At Queensborough, we like to get people in here, get them on the stage, turn them on to it, and get that mo going. And it is a good program. We have a lot of great students that come through here, and many of them have got on to pretty serious careers. I've been here over 20 years, and I've seen many people go on to some great things from here, you know.
Okay.
That's what Queensborough does.
Okay, let me ask you something else. I've got an actress, stagehand, singer. You dance at all?
I could dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the everything woman, right here, just the everything woman. What is that like? What is that like for you to really be able to experience the full gamut of what the theatrical experience is?
Personally, for me, like if you ask me, I wouldn't want to work backstage, but I'd rather do the acting thing. And then coming here and working with these people, it's like I have respect for them because like they make the show really, you know. It's like it's hard work working backstage. I think it's much harder than when you're on stage, you know. They're acting, but people don't know that. People don't know how to give credit to those who work backstage. And with this experience, like I look at these people and I say, these people are amazing because this is a lot of work to put on these shows together, and you know, especially in one day, it's amazing to have like a total different aspect.
Ron, when you're working with dangerous equipment and you've got a lot going on, what's the intensity level like? What is the concentration level like? How does that compare backstage, being on stage?
It is different. I mean, as a performer, you don't even think about what's going on backstage. You just hope that everybody is doing their thing, and you trust that the people that are working there are doing their thing and they're doing it properly. And while you're performing, you just want to be able to go on stage, perform, do your show, and then hopefully everything goes well. You know, the technical aspect is being handled by people that you trust.
So it's a matter of trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us one of the funniest things that has happened to you.
I remember with, I think it was Jerry Lewis when he was performing here.
Wow.
He had a bodyguard because there was someone who was following him around, giving him a hard time. And I remember it was a great day because this guy was some kind of kickboxer, and he was giving us all kickboxing lessons in the back room, which was really great. We had the whole crew back there learning kickboxing lessons from Jerry Lewis's bodyguard. And that I thought was a kind of fun day, you know. Just moments, you know. Some of the stories I can't tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess the kickboxing and the bathroom story is as close as we're gonna get to some of the funniest stuff, and that's the real beauty of it all. It is personal. It's just as personal backstage as it is on stage when you're with your audience. And I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. Yes.
One thing I would say is we have to remember that it's a team effort. You know, it's everybody has to be there and do their job.
And I guess that's what makes 40 years of success in a regional theater. 40 years is nothing to sneeze at. It's a wonderful accomplishment. And here at Queensborough, they offer professional shows, not regional theater shows, which is not to frown on regional theater shows, but for professional shows to come into a regional area is not a small task by any measure. And I'm very proud to be here with you guys, and I was really proud to watch the process today. And I think John just summed it up for us. It's the totality of it all. Stand by Your Man, the Tammy Wynette story. Please, introduce yourselves first. Please.
I'm Larry Tobias, I'm playing George Jones.
I'm Carmen Mock. I play young Tammy and a few other of the female characters in the show.
Okay.
I'm Kristen Stewart, and I'm playing Tammy Wynette.
And
my name's Erica Livingston, and I'm playing Tammy's mother and a few other miscellaneous characters.
Okay.
Andrew Crow, I played Don Chapel and Fiddle.
Let me ask you something. I think in every theatrical experience, we usually learn something either about the artists or ourselves. Could each of you just offer a little insight as to either what you've learned about yourself in doing this piece or what you've learned about Tammy that has helped you grow as an artist?
Well, starting with me, I am the baby in the show and in the cast. I'm 20, and this was my first job straight out of college, my first audition, and so I've been very fortunate because I found the right audition immediately, and the right part for me, and the right cast and everything. It's been really great because all these people have worked a lot before, and so I've gotten to learn a lot from them, and especially the other women in the cast are just exceptionally talented, and I just feel like I've been really lucky to have these kind of people to look up to and to learn from. So.
Wow, that's great. That is really, really great. How about yourself, sir?
I think for me, this is the first time that I've ever played a living icon. And it seems like particularly huge shoes to fill, while there are still people out in the world who are really big fans of George Jones and Tammy Wynette, separately and together. And to sort of realize that there's a certain homage and respect that is commanded by the audience that you really have to be aware of and treat them gently, because a lot of people really look up to these people and view them as a sort of almost a cult of personality or cult of celebrity.
Wow.
And it's interesting to note that they really are real people with real problems and real emotions instead of this sort of iconic thing that we tend to think of our celebrities.
So does the audience get that? Is that the kind of interaction that you think the audience, or shall I say the message that the show carries?
I think so, absolutely. The show does a great job of allowing these people that are coming to the show to kind of remember Tammy and George. And I think we both, particularly Tammy and George, we certainly try to not imitate who they were, but kind of through us as actors, through Kristen and Larry, we try to represent Tammy and George, because they are, I mean, people love them and people still love them and, you know, kind of worship their music and who they were and everything that happened in their lives, that to imitate, I think, would separate us from the show too much. So we've kind of created our own thing, and just from little characteristics of each of them that we can bring to the show, I think it helps kind of bring the audience to the show.
That's great. Let me ask you something else. The venues that you work, like places such as Queensborough Community College, what kind of venues have you worked, please?
Well, also a lot of community colleges, and as the show progressed, we picked up some different venues than we thought we were going to. I mean, we played middle schools, we've played churches.
Wow.
And just yesterday we played in a really nice theater. It was I think it was a historic theater, and they had a lot of equity shows come in, and mainly a lot of just older historic theaters. I know in New Mexico we're in a few places like that, just some really neat, kind of quaint places.
Okay, what is the response? What kind of response do you get from your audiences, or this style of audience, or this?
It's been interesting regionally how different the reaction is, and not necessarily in the end. At the end of the show, the audiences, as far as we can tell, have loved it. But the reaction throughout the show, the laughing and the clapping, has been very different regionally. Great. In the South, you know, they know much more about George and Tammy, so they're a little more vocal about responding to you while the show is going on. So it's been very interesting regionally how different it is.
Yeah, you can kind of tell who watches Hee Haw.
That's exactly.
Some of the humor is, sort of a corn pone, down home, folksy kind of stuff, and it does play better in smaller metropolitan areas. I think that kind of humor, anyways, as broad as it is.
Listen, I would like for you guys to do me a favor. Give us perhaps maybe one good road story. Ooh, girlfriend got one. I saw that. She was like, oh yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, this has been a very different tour, I think, than most. Just our dynamic as a group, and also just a lot of things that happened throughout the tour. One
good one.
I've had a good one.
The baby has a bride. She's gonna tell secrets, gang. Watch it.
No, it has to do with me being young and being straight out of school and everything. When we rehearsed in the city, and it was only a few blocks from my apartment, and that was fine. And I was very excited to be a part of it and to figure out how everything went. And then we went to Roanoke, Virginia to do our tech week and our first opening run. And we got to the theater, and I knew my part, and I was totally ready to go. And then as soon as we got there, our sound guy, Brian, hands me a body mic. And I've never worn a body mic before. I had no idea what to do with it. I'm looking around like, I don't really want to admit that I don't know what I'm doing, but I finally had to ask, and they showed me how to tape it on, and I had to have people I'd never worn a wig cap before. I wear, I think, 6 wigs in the show, and I'd never done pin curls or done a wig cap or anything, and they had to, everybody had to teach me. I'm just watching the girls. They're like, do you want to, get ready? I'm like, I didn't know what I was doing. So that's my good story, is that I learned all the little technicalities about everything and how everything went, because all the things I'd done were smaller.
Right now, I'm going to let you guys on the inside of what this thing is. We're going to tell you. It's not going to happen tonight, so don't worry about it. This cast is going to tell you one of their more favorite faux pas during the show. Who's got a story for us?
Well, one of my favorites, it was during the final song, which of course is Stand By Your Man. And so I'm out singing, I'm just looking at the audience. I can't see anything that's happening behind me. And all of a sudden, all I hear is this big, enormous crash. And I had no idea what was happening. I just kept singing and trying my best to just keep looking out at the audience. And I heard people running, and I just pictured like my stage manager running on stage and giving CPR behind me. Like I had no idea what was happening. Later to find out that yes, the stage manager was running all over because he heard the crash and couldn't figure out what happened. But accidentally, the drummer somehow knocked one of his drums over, and it took the cymbal down with it and just went tumbling off the stage. So not a big deal, but
so while you're singing,
while I'm singing, this happened, and all this commotion is going on, and I was just freaking out.
Please, you would have never known, because that's what professionalism is all about. That is great. You guys are winding down, I understand.
We
Tomorrow's
are.
the last one.
Tomorrow is your last show. How do you feel about that?
It's been a long tour, so I think we're all kind of ready to wrap it up. I mean, I think for the most part, it's been a great experience for all of us. We've certainly all learned more about Tammy Wynette than any of us ever thought we would know. But I think we're ready to put it to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, the end of tour is always sort of mixed feelings, I think.
It's always mixed.
Yeah, but you do, I mean, you're ready to move on to other projects, other jobs. No one really wants to be buttonholed into one particular thing forever.
Especially when it's 9 months, like after 9
yeah,
months, you're ready
so it's time to move on.
Your
But
acting chops
it's
again.
been a good ride.
Okay, and what? Elaborate on the mixed feelings. What is inside that? Is that a personal thing or a professional thing, or is it a combination of both?
I think it's both. I mean, I think also most of us know we're going to run into each other again. It's not.
Yeah, it's a small circle.
I mean, even when we had a break, you know, I saw Kristen at auditions. I saw Andrew around. It wasn't,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like you're going to lose people in your life. You're just putting a show to sleep, you know, and you're just ready to move on to new things. And I think that's the mixed emotions, is relationships versus being on stage ready to start something new. But relationships you like to maintain.
Okay, I know you guys get this question all the time from probably anybody that ever asked you to sit down in a chair and do an interview. Why theater? Why not truck driving? Or why not accounting?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know that I've had more than one person, more than one teacher, or more than one. I actually studied violin. I'm sort of an exception to the rule, but I had more than one violin teacher say, if you can picture yourself doing anything else and being happy, do it, because it's not worth it for, you know, the money, and there's very little job security and all that. If you can picture yourself doing anything else, if you can be happy doing anything else, do anything else. And I think most of us, I don't know, I'll speak for myself, but it's like when I'm out of theater long enough, I just get this itch to come back. It's sort of it gets in your blood. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just what I think a lot of us is just kind of what we've always wanted to do, and there are days when it's like, why don't I want to do anything else?
Yeah.
But it's what I'm supposed to do, at least right now.
Hell, I'm too old to do anything else. Retrain mid-career, so.
Best part for you? The best part of this thing for you?
Of this tour?
No, this thing you're doing.
Oh, this business.
This business thing you're doing. Best part for you?
For me, I think it's the opportunity to feel like you are giving people at least a couple of hours out of their day, or away from their lives, that they don't have to really focus on themselves, or if it is focused on themselves, that the work that you're doing gives them an opportunity for introspection, to think about certain parts of their own lives. So I think it's just, you're entertaining, but at the same time, hopefully there is some thought provocation, I guess.
Okay.
I think that's the best part.
I would basically say the same thing, you know, just trying to have artistic integrity in whatever you're doing and trying to provoke something, emotions, thoughts, something.
For me, if you put that question into the context of this show specifically, the best part of this show was a couple of performances we had down south where little old ladies after the show would come up and go, I grew up listening to Tammy Wynette, and we know her story, and it was just so great. And you know, we were able to
Every once in a while,
give them back something that they grew up with and something that meant a lot to them. Some shows, audiences clap and you're like, they enjoyed it, but some shows, people, you know, there were just a couple times people came up and were like, this really meant something to them. That's worth the whole thing to me.
Absolutely.
Being able to do what you love and have that, there's something about being a performer, and mainly for me being a singer, that just evokes a kind of emotion in you, and to be able to affect other people with something that you're so passionate about, I think feels good.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for your time, and I think I'm very proud to hear artists when I'm in their company really remember their audience, or that time that you share with your audiences, because I think really this whole experience is what it's all about. All of these elements coming together to help us share that time with the people who care to share their time with us.
Absolutely.
And somehow change their lives, or help them think differently, or help us think differently.
And it is unique on stage, too. I mean, it's not, I mean, you don't share that necessarily when you're working in film or television. You don't get the symbiosis between the audience and you as a performer, which is why stage, I think, for me, is ultimately a lot more satisfying and gratifying on an immediate level.
Now remember that, little baby, symbiosis, it's the symbiosis. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Symbiosis, everybody, we're going to have symbiosis tonight. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you guys do your thing.
Great.
And have a great time.
Great.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure. Truly my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, I'm laughing at you. You mess up, I don't laugh. Thank you, man. And this is my favorite part. The actual half-hour process where the theater starts buzzing. I mean, the performers are singing, the band is playing and playing the wrong notes before they get on the stage, and then you see the people out in the front of the house stampeding. They actually want to be here so bad, like you're going to want to be next season at the 40th anniversary. You're going to want to come and stampede the place because it's just fabulous. It's going to be great.
Amika, do you need help opening up the box office? Evans, would you mind just helping her list up that, Sure. We're going to open up the box office now, and you'll see there's a big date in there that has to be listed in.
I know, right?
Where's Clarissa? Do we know what Clarissa is? Come on over, Rita.
Bobby doobie, Bobby doobie, Bobby doobie bo. Bobby doobie, Bobby doobie, Bobby doobie bo.
We're going to have a little meeting. Tina, Florence, Georgiana.
Yeah, that's cool. We're probably going to have to work out longer levels that get switched around.
These people are amazing. We could not afford to pay these many people. We cannot, Here we go.
All right, we can do this.
Excuse me. It's almost time. We're going to make the opening announcements, and then it's good times after that. Welcome to the Queensborough Performing Arts Center. A few reminders before we begin. The taking of pictures and use of video and recording equipment is strictly prohibited by law. Thank you for being with us this season, and we hope you enjoy Stand By Your Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the First Lady of Country Music, Miss Tammy Wynette.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the wind down time. I want to thank everybody at the Queensborough Community College Performing Arts Center for their time and a wonderful, wonderful day. Specifically, the crew. And I mean, listen, it takes a great deal of heart to put up a production and the many productions that the Queensborough Performing Arts Center does on a yearly basis. I want you to know that next year I will be here for the 40th anniversary celebration for the Queensborough Performing Arts Center, and I look forward to seeing you here. Thank you so very much, and come on out and hang out with us. Thank you.